Hi everyone, my name's Josh, and as you already know, probably, you know, there's a lot of things that, like I said in my Dear Cyberbullies video, there's a lot of things people shouldn't say or really joke about because, it's like if you tell someone they should go kill themselves and they actually do it, it's because they took you serious, and that's why you never really say that. Um, I used to get hate mail quite a lot back in the day, but now I don't really get much hate mail, which is great. And if anybody does send me hate mail or gives me a hateful comment, I just ignore them the best I can. And sometimes I just end up like blocking them. And what Nicole Arbor did wasn't funny, and that's definitely not satire. Fat shaming people or making anybody feel lesser than a human being is just plain wrong. And I don't understand how this lady got on The View um, to defend her video on YouTube and got to meet Whoopi Goldberg, which is great if you got to meet her. I never got to meet her, but I'll tell you something. I wonder if she ever watched your video and probably didn't laugh at the content that you were provided on YouTube. And thing is, be careful what you say, because it's like years ago. Well, Edward Snowden came out with, well, they're spying on us. They've always have been spying on us. I don't understand how people didn't realize that. Didn't anybody remember the Patriot Act that was signed by George W. Bush? And it pretty much was to keep an eye for terrorists and other, extremist groups, or whatever. But the fact is, a lot of people out there, don't need that kind of treatment. You should treat people with respect. I mean, if you want respect and then you disrespect a bunch of people, then why should we respect you when you're just respecting everybody else? And, dear fat people is not funny. And my reaction to that video was, and I did write to her, but I didn't send a hate comment or anything like that because she disabled her comments. If you really want people to say that wasn't funny or give their opinion, then don't disable your comment. If you do that, then you're just a coward. You're a cyberbully, just like everybody else. And you're like, oh, fat people made that up. No. Cyberbullies and bullies in general always pick on the fat kids. Oh, they're slow and stupid. No, you're stupid. If you think anybody's laughing, and I don't know why anybody is watching your videos. Like, seriously. And people are like, well, she's not getting paid for that. Yeah, you are. Yeah, she is. I'm not getting paid for any of my videos currently because I don't have it set up that way because I don't have a lot of subscribers. And even if people subscribe to my videos, I have to think of what am I going to do with my videos? I mean, do I want to keep talking about random stuff or what? I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm basically spontaneously funny. Sometimes I just say something that just comes off the top of my head, and I make people laugh, which is great, because I love to make my friends and my family and everyone else laugh. But see, the thing is, I'm not going to stand up on stage and do this, or in front of a camera, because, it's harder. And sometimes I think of something really funny, but then I turn out to realize it's not all that funny. Like, it was funny in my mind, but when I went to write it out, I realized, oh, that wasn't really funny per se. But anyways, and people like Nicole Arbor, she just uses people. She doesn't care what you think or I think or anybody else thinks. That's why she disabled her comments, because she knew that everybody who just viewed a video basically fat shaming people because they're fat, like I said, I'm chubby. So if I made fun of myself for being chubby, that's my business. I don't think a 30-year-old who's pretending to be an 18-year-old should be commenting on people's health. You're not a doctor, and you're definitely not a damn comedian. Because if you were a comedian, I would bet money if you were sitting on stage. No, I'm not gonna bet money. I bet you if you're standing on that stage, I guarantee you nobody would be laughing at your joke because it's not funny. That's not satire. Yeah, satire is you make fun of certain people, but like if you make fun of the president, that's satire. You know, you draw the little animation cartoon, that's satire. What you did was not satire and it wasn't funny. It was not. You're not a comedian. I would say give it up. And you know, you saying, "Oh, you got your Keisha hair." Well, let me tell you something. Keisha's more classier than you. At least she doesn't fat shame her fans who come to see her. At least she doesn't do that. Unlike you, I'm surprised you're still on here. Because eventually, you're like, "Oh, YouTube deleted my videos because I violated the terms." But then they come right back up. So you did that yourself, and there's nobody else to blame but yourself. And I can't believe anybody. I mean, I'm shocked. I just looked at the total of how many people have viewed it, 6 million, and they're probably all thinking you're a dum-dum. And yeah, I have to agree with them. If anybody's watching that video thinking it's going to be funny, you might as well go watch a classic George Carlin stand-up comic. Now, he was funny. This lady is not funny. She's just another bully. She just wants attention. Let's not give it to her. We'll just stop watching her,